looking for an opportunity to do something that has not been done in a very long time. That would be win in the sub-state semifinals and get the opportunity to play in a sub-state title game coming up here tomorrow back here in Cimarron. When was the last time the Goodland Cowgirls were able to advance into the sub-state title game? Well, if my records are correct, I'm not going to say I'm exactly right here, but I believe it was 2006. Goodland Cowgirls would go to state that year. But Goodland looking to do some things that have not been done in a long time at Goodland High School. And they will have to do it against a much improved team like themselves in the Holcomb Lady Longhorns. The Goodland Cowgirls coming in as the 6th seed, coming off an upset win over the 3-seed Hugoton on Tuesday in a low-scoring defensive struggle, 29-27, improving the Cowgirls to 11-10 overall on the year. And the Cowgirls, in the postseason, got a win with that win against Hugoton, won for the first time in the postseason since 2014, and that was their first win against Holcomb since 2011, ending a 20-game losing streak. It's just unbelievable to see that happen on Tuesday night for the Goodland Cowgirls. And so this amazing run continues. The Cowgirls back on senior night defeat top-ranked, or number 4-ranked Scott City. And then after that, they go down to Hugoton and beat a team they hadn't beaten in 20 straight games. The walls continue to get knocked down. You see sometimes, if you come here early enough, you'll see Shane Holler, an assistant coach, carrying a sledgehammer. And that's the thing, just to knock down walls that have not been knocked down in 10-plus years for Goodland Cowgirl basketball. And so now they're going back-to-back games against top 15 teams in 3A. That was just their third postseason win for GHS since 2007. And a win tonight would put them in their first sub-state title game since, like I said, since 2006. So it's going to be impressive. The Cowgirls' defense has been locked in here as of late. They held Hugoton to just 7 second-half points. That's right, 7 points in the second half is what they held them to. And in the last 3 quarters, they held them to just 11 points. So after that first quarter of 16 points, they put the kibosh down on the Lady Eagles. And you look at that, they held Hugoton to 20 points below their season average, and if you go back to the Scott City game, they held the Beavers to 12 points below their season average. So defense has been the big key cog for the Cowgirls so far. And three-point shooting has been the thing that has carried this offense. Right now, you've got GHS 15 of 29 points against Hugoton came from made threes, and on the season they've hit 102. Can they continue that hot shooting here tonight? We're going to find out. It's almost kind of a boom or bust with them. If they're able to knock down the threes, it gives them a huge advantage over a Holcomb team, which is not a great three-point shooting team. But if the threes are not there, luckily the Cowgirls defense has kind of helped carry the load over the last few games. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, more Goodland game day coming up, including our preview of the Holcomb Lady Longhorns, the opponent tonight for Goodland. You're listening to Cowgirl Basketball. About 16 minutes away from tip-off here at Cimarron High School, where the Goodland Cowgirls and the Holcomb Lady Longhorns getting set to try and punch their ticket into the sub-state title game against the winner of tonight's game number 2. Following this one, Cimarron, the host, and Scott City, the number 1 overall seed. The Holcomb Lady Longhorns come in as the 7th seed after an upset of 6th-ranked and 2nd seed Colby on Tuesday, 43-34, improving them to 7-14 on the season. And it was their first win against Colby in over 2 years. This is a much improved Holcomb Lady Longhorn team over the last month. Ever since February 1st, has maybe not won, but boy, they've been more competitive. And had two large margin wins over Lakin, 39 points, and Ulysses of 28 points. So they've really kind of, when they find it offensively, they really are a tough team. Shooting the basketball much, much better. Had 4 games in February where they had 5 or more three-pointers. So that's a really big thing there. They're not a great three-point shooting team, but they have found a little bit of something here as of late. But once again, this team revolves around the sisters, the Wooder girls. They just continue to shine, especially Maddie, who's averaging over 16 points per game over the last 6 contests. And Nicole has been doing a great job on the glass, despite kind of been fighting some of injury bug that she's been dealing with. And she did not play the last time versus the Cowgirls when GHS beat them 57-40. So, the question is, were they overlooked by Colby, or are they a much improved team and a team to be reckoned with? We're going to find out tonight within the first half if Colby maybe overlooked them or if Holcomb is a much improved team. And I think somewhere the answer probably lies in the middle. This is an improved team that Colby has been battling injury problems all season. Might have accidentally overlooked Holcomb a little bit more than they should have, and the Longhorns nipped them. And now can the Cowgirls avoid overlooking them tonight for a chance for them to get a victory and go somewhere they haven't been in 10-plus years? It'll be fascinating to find out. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll visit head coach of the Cowgirls, Bill Booneman, next. You're listening to Goodwin Cowgirl Basketball. About a little under 8 minutes before tip-off here between Holcomb and Goodland in the first of 2 games tonight here in Cimarron. Of course, the nightcap will be the top seed Scott City against the host and 4 seed Cimarron. And the winner of that game or this game will face a title game tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain Time. Let's get to our F&B Bank starting lineups with 5 locations in Northwest Kansas and Eastern Colorado. F&B Bank is there for all of your banking needs. Bank online at fnb.com. We'll start with the Holcomb Lady Longhorns coming in this as the 7 seed in the sub-state bracket. Coming off a huge win over 6th ranked and the 2 seed Colby on Tuesday, 43-34. First-year head coach Andrea Artery, assisted by Shirley Novak and Marcy Vinjohn, will stand at this starting 5. A 4'10" senior, only averaged about 2 points and barely 2 rebounds per game, but she's the best 3-point shooter on the team at 39%. Number 12, Grayson Rupp. A 5'8" senior, averaging just under a dozen points per game, which is a team best, going with 3.8 rebounds per contest. No doubt probably their best player consistently throughout the season. Number 13, Maddie Rita. A 5'6" senior, averaging 6.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, and a team best 2 assists per contest. Number 15, Lauren Jones. A 5'7" senior, averaging almost 6 points per game to go along with 4.5 rebounds per contest. Second on the team in boards, number 23, Taryn Teeter. A 5'9" sophomore, averaging 8.5 points and a team best 7.5 rebounds. She's second on the team in scoring. Sister to Maddie is number 35, Nicole Ruda. So Grayson Rupp, Maddie Ruda, Lauren Jones, Taryn Teeter, and Nicole Ruda, the starting 5 for the Holcomb Lady Longhorns. As for the F&B Bank starting 5 for the Goodland Cowgirls, coming in as the 6th seed, winners of 3 in a row, including that huge win on the road at Hugoton on Tuesday, which was their first postseason win since 2014, ended a 20-game losing streak to the Eagles of Hugoton. They're then going to shake it up just a little bit. Second-year head coach assisted by Connie Livengood and Shane Holleran. He'll put out the 5'5" senior team's leading scorer at 15.1 points per game, a 1,000-point career scorer. Number 5, Tage Reeder. Behind her is a 5'9" freshman, averaging 9 points per game, best foul shooter on the team, and 3.4 rebounds per game. A couple blocks mixed in there as well. She's really stepped up her game entirely and rounded out well. Sister to Tage, number 10, Telexa Leader. A 5'5" junior, averaging 2.2 points to go along with 3.1 rebounds per game and a team best 3.3 assists per contest. Hit a big 3 in their last game versus Hugoton early on with a 15, Michaela Bierman. A 5'11" sophomore, averaging 8 points per game to go along with a team best 4.3 rebounds per contest. Also the team's best 3-point shooter at 41% so far this year. Number 23, Emma Lehman. And running up the starting 5 is a 5'9" senior who averages 2.4 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per contest. She missed 5 weeks of the season due to a foot injury and didn't play the last time the Cowgirls took on the Longhorns in a 57-40 win. That'll be the over 51, Kerrigan Rudolph. So Tage Reeder, Telexa Reeder with Michaela Bierman, Emma Lehman, and Kerrigan Rudolph doing the start in the place of Lauren Keir, who's been a consistent starter at the post. Now Lauren will come off the bench to provide a nice spark as a great rebounding option. So those, once again, are F&B Bank starting lineups. As for our Taco John's of Goodland keys to excellence for the Goodland Cowgirls, I think number 1, first and foremost, is keeping a level head. You're coming into a situation where you haven't been in a long time. According to my records, it was 2006. The last time the Goodland Cowgirls got this deep, it was 2014 when they got this deep in the postseason. And if they were to win tonight, then they'd be playing in a sub-state title game for the first time since 2006. So they're kind of in a place they haven't been in a very long time, and you just got to approach this game like it is any other as much as you possibly can. So that's number 1 big key to excellence for the Goodland Cowgirls. After that, you know, it comes down to continue to play really smart on the defensive end and really hard on the defensive end, work hard. They'll be shifting from 2-3 to 1-3-1 zones, back to man from time to time. They'll do everything they can. So do that as best you possibly can. That defense, that includes good rebounding when you're playing zone. So, once again, continue to lock in on the defensive end and grabbing those rebounds, preventing second chance opportunities for good putback specialists such as Maddie and Nicole Ruda, who live off the offensive glass from time to time. So, you throw those things together, the situation, those keys to the game, and hopefully get a few outside shots to fall early and often, and the confidence just starts flowing from right there, because if the shots don't fall early, sometimes that puts the Cowgirls on a hole. If they get a few shots to fall early, you just never know. This team can sometimes get really hot and start to pull away from teams. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup, and just because it is the 6-7 matchup and not the 2-4 or 2-3 matchup or whatever it may be, I think it's going to be a fascinating matchup between two teams that are pretty evenly matched, and just depends on which team can kind of put it all together here tonight to try to punch their ticket into the sub-state title game here tomorrow night. Those once again are Taco John's of Goodland. Keys to excellence for the Goodland Cowgirls here this evening against the Holcomb Lady Longhorns. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we will have tip-off between the Longhorns as well as the Goodland Cowgirls. It's coming up next here on 102.5 U-Rock. You're listening to Goodland Basketball.
I guess if you're going to make history sucking.
It ain't what you up to, dude.
Not a whole lot.
Yep. Living the dream, right?
You guys at CBS some Goodland tonight?
Yeah. The CBS.
Like the 1950s CBS where you have to like get the antenna just right to see what actually
I'd rather
is
be like
happening.
Monday Night Football back in the 50s with the microphone that straps around here.
Yes. Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, you could get away with calling bingo with that, too.
If I'm working for CBS, I better get the damn blazer. That's all I want.
That's all I would want, too.
I just want that
blazer. That blazer is awesome.
Have you gone to hospitality when you got together? All right, I'm going to go look at the
Recently, a local business was seriously shopping for a durable riding lawnmower. They asked several dealers to come over and demonstrate their brands. Well, it rained that day as the field demonstration was being pulled off. The very handsome Mike Cochran said, "I will still demonstrate my Hustler mower." So he did. It flat tackled the wet soggy grass.
Welcome to 3A Sub-State Semifinals.
From Mike at Cochran Farm Supply, Edson, Kansas, where big rebates are still in effect on all mowers. As a disclaimer here, I have to say, Mike Cochran isn't that good looking.
Ready to buy your first home? American Family Insurance is ready to protect it. And because we know how hard you work to make your first
Malfunction.
All right, come on down. My computer is not cooperating.
Some random mom.
She's looking on her phone for a tone deal.
Website is easier to navigate and often with plenty of updated information and frequently asked questions. See what I mean? Visit goodlandregional.com. Grow your business with a new building. Call on the
Back here in Cimarron, we've already had an interesting start to this contest. The computer that was supposed to play the national anthem unfortunately froze up and didn't work. And salute to Dixie Teeter for coming out of the stands and singing the national anthem, which was quite good, I might say. But starting lineups getting announced here in Cimarron by the public address announcer. This is time to tell you that our broadcast tonight made possible by NextTech Wireless. Visit one of 50 convenient locations near you today for the latest in mobile technology. NextTech Wireless, experience something better. Ross Smith with the Hill broadcast from the Hill Chevrolet GMC broadcast seats. Shop the website 24/7, 365 at hillchevs.com. We are streaming online with video today. Big salute to co-worker, Rockingham Media fellow sportsman over in Colby, Jackson Snyder. His Colby Eagles, of course, won last night. He's down here waiting for tomorrow's championship game. He said, why don't we set up the camera and do this game? And so here he is. So big salute to Jackson Snyder tonight, providing the video camera to bring us a live stream of tonight's contest. Cowgirls will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. Wearing the road blacks with the gold numbers and letters in white trim. They'll be going from left to right across your radio dial. Holcomb in the home whites with the orange numbers and letters. Longhorns across the chest in black trim. Longhorns going from right to left across your radio dial, as you see it here from the Chevrolet GMC broadcast seats. This activity is being brought to you by this station. Its advertisers and the member schools of the Kansas State High School Activity Association are rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without written permission of the KSHSAA. Good crowd on hand here, both from Holcomb and from Goodland. The Holcomb crowd is definitely a little bit bigger. It spreads a lot further across the far side bleachers. Goodland's got a nice student section, though. A good number of kids made the trip here to watch tonight's contest between the Longhorns and the Cowgirls. Emma Lehman will jump it up in the jump circle against Maddie Ruda. And the ball is in the air, and it's up controlled by Holcomb, kind of a secondary tip by Ruda. So once again, going from right to left across your radio dial at the top is Lauren Jones. Cowgirls come out playing man-to-man defense out of the gate here. And almost a reaching it by Michaela Bierman, who played with 4 fouls most of the game against Hugoton. Right side corner, free ball up on the way for Maddie Ruder, left it short and very good, and Emma Lehman able to secure that miss. Came right back to her. She was guarding the shot. Here comes Goodland coming back down the opposite way. Nice pass down low into Kerrigan Rudolph. Couldn't get it. Kerrigan got it back, tried to force up a second shot, and got the foul. That's been a bit of an issue with Kerrigan here as of late, trying to shake the rust off after missing 5 weeks due to that foot injury. Foul called on Nicole Ruda, her first personal foul. As the first shot is no good. Second one up, that one is good for Kerrigan. So Rudolph with a point and a rebound. The Cowgirls take the first lead here, 40 seconds in. Holcomb back on the offensive end, trying to get to the high post, and knocked from behind is Nicole Ruda by Kerrigan Rudolph, committing her first personal foul, and the Cowgirls first. 1-0, Goodland leads here. 47 ticks in. Inbound to Maddie Ruda at the top of the key, guarded by Lehman. Emma Lehman trying to work her way in. Maddie Ruda puts up a shot, draws a foul, and they'll call travel instead. First turnover of the contest for either team. 1-0. Goodland with the advantage, back on the offensive end, going from left to right in the road blacks with gold and white trim. First touch for Talent's Reader, far side, up top to Bierman, who tries to drive the foul line, kicks it over right to Tage Reader. Reader driving all the way to the baseline, puts up a shot, bumped and fouled, and free throw is going to be coming here for Tage Reader. Foul committed by Taryn Teeter, her first personal foul, second Holcomb foul. One dribble for Reader, fires and puts it in. Tage, 75% from the foul line this season, third best on the team. Had a quiet night against Hugoton, just 5 points to go on with 1 rebound. Second one on the way. That one rattles through. 3-0. Goodland with the lead. 6:42 left to play in our opening period. Cowgirls get back into a 1-3-1 zone and force a turnover there out of the Longhorns. Lauren Jones unable to connect into the corner. That pass too high and sailed all the way back behind the bleachers. Going to be dragged out there by Jerry Johnson. Had to go get that one, the Holcomb athletic director. So Holcomb with another turnover on that possession. Man-to-man defense played here by Holcomb. Tried a backdoor cut there, did Reeder, but a good job defensive by the Longhorns, forcing the Cowgirls into their first turnover. Jones up ahead, and Emily went for the steal, didn't get it. Maddie Ruda going left block, puts up a shot, it won't go. Rebound there inside by Nicole Ruda. Ruda puts up, it won't go either. And the rebound for Emily. 3-0, and it's 2 minutes into the first quarter. Goodland leads. Good crossover by Bierman. Throws in the corner. Ruda pulls the trigger on a three. It rings around and falls out no good. Rebound for Nicole Ruda. Here come the Longhorns. Guarding tightly there is Tage Reeder on Lauren Jones, who picks up her dribble. Over here to the left side wing. Gets it from the hands of Maddie Ruda. Now into the post looking for Nicole Ruda. Skip pass across to Tarantino. Long two on the way from the baseline. No good. Airballed it short. And there for the catch is Kaden Rudolph on the miss. Pushing it up ahead to Reeder in the corner is Bierman. And then Reeder got a little too ahead of herself and traveled as she tried to attack baseline. Offense coming at a premium for both teams here. No surprise as Lauren Curie will sub in for Kerrigan Rudolph, and Sydney Hahn checks in for Telexa Reeder for substitutions for Goodland. Still leading 2.5 minutes in, 3-0. Three ball on the way, trying to tie this game up with a single shot. Airballed by Jones, and the rebound tipped in the arm of Lauren Curie. Here's Goodland already in the front court, going from left to right across to Radio Dial at the top with Lauren Curie, the senior. Risky pass over to Hahn, deflected out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say off of Hahn. That's interesting. It looked like as if Ruda might have deflected that one out of bounds. But it looks like a timeout has been called by Holcomb. Andrea Artery is going to use her first 30-second timeout. 5:09 left to play in our first. 3-0 Goodland with the early advantage. Holcomb leads this series 17-7 over the Goodland Cowgirls. They split the series this season. Holcomb won the first one down in Holcomb on December 20th, 48-39, right before the holiday break. And then Goodland bounced back to win by 17, 57-40 on February 7th. The team split last year as well, but still Holcomb has won 6 of the last 9 meetings. Holcomb basketball in those home whites with orange and black. Across the timeline, bounces over to the far side. Cowgirls back in that 1-3-1 zone with a foul on the arm called against the Cowgirls. Committed there by Michaela Bierman, her first personal foul. Second Cowgirl foul. Lauren Jones inbounds it from the far sideline in front of the Holcomb student section. It's in the hands of Graceland Rupp, and then over here back to Jones. Jones driving in, bounces it over there to Nicole Ruda. Now Jones, ball fake, almost traveled into the post. Good post up by Tarantino. And then tying it up is Sydney Hahn as Tita took it over her head, and that will be a turnover. Good job by Hahn. As soon as Tita put the ball above her head, she reached up, grabbed it, and tied up, and it goes back the other way. Bierman gets past the defender up, over right side to Hahn. Hahn drives back up top to Bierman at the high post to Lehman. Emma looking inside from the perimeter. Now here's Hahn. Nice cut to bucket way up. Won't go. Rebound loose, and Nicole Ruda comes up with it for the Longhorns. Jones trying to slow things down a little bit, trotting it near midcourt. And now gets it across the timeline. Goes all the way into the paint. Cuts through all the Cowgirl defenders. Nobody stopped the ball. Missed the shot long. And went out there to tipped out to Grayson Rupp. Into the corner with Jones. Jones double teamed there, and they're going to get another foul called on Goodland for some body contact. Who it goes against? Is it Bierman? Nope, it'll be Hahn. Her first personal foul. Third Cowgirl foul. 4:09 left to play in the opening period. A low-scoring affair here. 3-0. Goodland with the lead. All on made free throws. No team has made a field goal yet. And in the quarter to try to change that, and she is fouled on the arm, trying to take it right to the cup. This will go against the Cowgirls' Sydney Hahn, and that's her second consecutive foul. Fourth Goodland foul. Jones inbounding it from the baseline far side, throws it in underhand, gets it to Teeter, who drives, puts up a floater off the front rim, no good. And to Alexa Leader, who subbed in, grabbed her down. Alexa coming in place of Bierman, and Emma Lehman got subbed out by her sister Olivia. So Olivia and they're playing the post spot. Here's Leader, Taves driving baseline, stops, leaves it back to a nice backdoor cut for Hahn. The floater good, and here's the first yield of the game, coming with 3:40 left to play in the first quarter. The Cowboys lead 5-0 over Holcomb in this 3A sub-state semifinal. At the high post, Nicole Luda drops it down low, deflected out by Alexa Leader. Fourth Holcomb turnover. Tage pushing the way in a 3-on-2. Tage, nice job on Nicole Luda to reach in and kind of bat that ball out, prevent an easy bucket. Nicole Luda there picking up her second personal foul and the third Holcomb Lady Longhorn foul. Michaela Bierman, after a quick blow, subs back in for Sydney Hahn, and Karen Rudolph going to come relieve Lauren Cure. With 3:23 remaining in our first quarter. Goodland with a 5-0 lead over Holcomb. Winner goes to the sub-state title game tomorrow night, same exact time, 5 Mountain, 6 Central. Open look in the corner for Tage Reeder. Bounced to the rim, no good. Telexa got the rebound from her knees and bounced it out there to Bierman. What a job by Telexa. Now Cowgirls resetting the offense as Bill Bierman shows his palms to the ground. Let's be calm. Patient. Olivia Lehman drives, bounces it back out to Michaela. Michaela drives and lands, steps through, puts up a shot, and will it be 2 shots? No, it's on the floor, says the official under the bucket. Foul committed by Maddie Ruda, her first personal foul, 4th Holcomb foul, so both teams with 4 fouls as Emma Lehman returns for her sister Olivia. Tage Reeder to inbound it from the baseline near side, the 1,000-point scoring senior for the Cowgirls. Nice back to cut, open look for Emma. Off the window, the kiss is good, and it's in for Emma Lehman. Great look off by Tage Reeder before dropping it down to Emma. Wide open under the bucket. 7-0. Goodland with the advantage. Holcomb still looking for a point, obviously. Bounce pass around. Here's Lauren Jones driving to the foul line. Double team. Bounces it back out to Maddie Ruda. Into the post for Teeter. Teeter into the corner. Jump one way. Blocked is Blair Holliday's shot. And Rudolph able to rip that one off the floor, but then called for a travel. Three minutes. 1 second left to play in the first. Basketball lobbed up top. At the high post, dribbling in there for Teeter, and a traveling call against her and Teeter. Five turnovers so far here by Holcomb so far. And we'll get another turnover, this time against the Cowgirls. Michaela Bierman, as she travels with it up, almost pushing midcourt, and she is the basket. 4th Goodman turnover. 2:45 left to play in the first quarter. There have been some discussions already. The clock did not move for a little while there, which was kind of interesting. Nothing that we haven't seen before this year in this basketball season for Goodland and for Northwest Tech. Driving in, floater in the lane. It still won't go for Holcomb. Here, Holiday got the rebound. The putback won't go, but Holiday will go to the line for 2, the 5'4" sophomore. Foul called against Michaela Bierman, and that's her second personal foul. So now both Sydney Hahn and Michaela Bierman both have 2 fouls. As the first shot up and good for Blair Holiday, and with 2:26 left to go in the first quarter, the Longhorns are on the board finally. Second one will go as well for the best free throw shooter on the team at 67%. Took 5.5 minutes for the Longhorns to score, but they finally got some points at 7-2. Still, Golden leading by a handful. Hahn now into the game, right side to Lindsay Curie is it for the first time. Curie with the basketball, driving, now gets out to Emma Lehman, goes right to the bucket, puts it up, and one more, and one for the sophomore Emma Lehman. Foul called against Taryn Teeter, it looks like. That is her second personal foul, and the 5th Holcomb foul. So we're going to see a lot of foul shots shot here in this first half. Both teams with 5 fouls. And 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the opening period as Lauren Cure subs in for Kerrigan Rudolph. Emmeline at the line, 80% foul shooter. I wish she could easily be the top one, but that one's just a bit too strong. And the rebound came down in the arms of Blair Holiday. 9-2, the Goodwin Cowgirls with the lead. A little under 2 minutes to play. Driving into the bucket, puts up a shot, does Maddie Ruda, and is fouled. And so Maddie Ruda will get to go to the line for 2 shots. Nothing working offensively from the field, so they say, let's get to the foul line. And that one called against Emma Lehman, her first personal foul, 6th Goodwin foul. Bill Berman wanting an explanation from the near side official, like, what can my girl do to prevent that? At the line, Maddie Ruda, first one up, it is good. The senior, second team All-GWAC last year, had team high 14 points versus Colby in their upset win on Tuesday. But she has averaged 17 points and 3.5 rebounds per contest against the Cowgirls this year. Good box out and rebound side after the miss by Ruda by Lauren Cure. 9-3, 1:47 left to play here in our first. Goodwin with the advantage, right side with the basketball to Lexa. Pass up top to big sister Tage. Back out to Lexa. Lexa on the right wing, bounces it back to Tage at the top of the key between the rings. Now Telexa gets it back right side. Longhorns playing man-to-man defense. Weeder, Telexa looking for someone to pass it to. Gets inside Emmeline. She'll work in double team. Tip pass and intercepted there by Maddie Ruda. The Cowgirls' 5th turnover in transition. Maddie Ruda tries to bounce it, and instead it's a foul called against the Cowgirls, and that is the 7th. And so 1-1 coming, and that's against Hahn, and that's her 3rd. So Goodwin has got foul trouble. And Holcomb not too far behind as this game has been called tightly here in the first quarter. Still 77 seconds left in that first quarter. And Holcomb's already in the bonus. First of the 1-1 up here from Maddie Ruda. It was good. Rattles it in. Second one coming here for Maddie Ruda, averaging a team best 12 points per game. Had a season high 26 versus Ulysses as that one goes in as well. Slowly but surely by way of the foul line, the Longhorns getting back into this game. Now trailing only by 4 to the Cowgirls. 9-5, 70 seconds left to go in just the first quarter. Alexa Weeder lost the basketball for a second, got the dribble back. Now they reverse it right side to Lindsay Cure. Lindsay up top to Telexa. So both Cure sisters and both Weeder sisters on the floor playing alongside Emmeline. And then a bounce pass across the paint. Risky one taken by Tage all the way to the basket and stripped out of her hands off of Holcomb. Nothing coming easy offensively for either team tonight, especially if you're trying to get to the basket as they are collapsing in on the paint. Slapping the basketball, Tage bounces it into the corner to Emma. They'll post up Tage again, turns around with a baby hook, won't go. Lauren Cure goes over the back of the much smaller Graceland Rupp. Not a surprise there, as Lauren Cure commits her first personal foul and the 8th foul against Goodwin. And we'll go to the opposite end for 1-1 for Graceland Rupp. Rupp, one of the smallest players in the GWAC at 4 foot 10 inches tall. Only averaging 2 points and a little over a rebound per contest. But she had 5 points in her last game versus Kirby. And she really kind of found her shot from 3 here as of late as she misses the free throw, no good. And a rebound for Telexa Weeder. Telexa Weeder, high dribble there, and we get called for the carry, no surprise. 6th Goodwin turnover. Still 9-5 with 38.8 seconds left to go in our first period. Well, long first period with all the fouls and stoppage in play. Rebounded to Lauren Jones. Bounces it over here on the near side. Now it's Rupp. Rupp might have traveled. Got over to Jones. Hoists a 3. It's good. Lauren Jones, the senior, as she hits her first 3 of the game. That's the first made field goal of the night for Holcomb, who's got it back to a 1-point game. Now we got a lot of contact here as Telexa Weeder able to get it despite knocking over Maddie Ruda. That was impressive. Driving in, Telexa Weeder going right to the bucket, and a block will be called against Holcomb's. I think it's Maddie Ruda again. It is Ruda. Boy, that has been a very physical last couple of seconds here between Weeder and Ruda. Telexa, that is, running over Maddie Ruda not once but twice. And Maddie Ruda committing her second personal foul, 6th Holcomb foul. And Telexa Weeder has a shooting foul. She'll have 2 coming. shot up and good there for Telexa, who led the team in scoring in the game and scoring with just 10 points in that win against Hugoton on Tuesday night. Best foul shooter on the team at 88% is the freshman.
Did that bring back memories?
Second one coming here for Telexa. That one won't go, and good rebound there inside, grabbed by Paige Jones, who's on the floor for the first time. Driving down the floor, 2 seconds left, floater at the bucket, it'll go in for Holcomb. Nice attack there, and the basket will count for the Lady Longhorns, tying this game up at 10. As we head into the second quarter, Goodland and Holcomb tied at a 10. We'll step aside. You're listening to Goodland Cowgirl Basketball. Talk about a fascinating first quarter, which saw Goodland get out to a 7-0 lead, only to have Holcomb come back in the last 2 minutes plus to tie the game at 10 apiece. Rupp, nice ball fake, goes right to the cup, puts it high up the glass. It won't go on the first offensive possession for the Longhorns, and the defensive rebound grabbed by Emma Lehman. Going back the other way, Cowgirls go from left to right as you see it here in the Hill Chevrolet GMC broadcast seats. Over here on the right side with Telex Twitter. They'll try to post up to Jimmy Kerrigan along the block. Kerrigan, one dribble in. Now needs somewhere to go with it. Needs some help. And bounces it to a cutting Michaela Bierman, who then is fouled by Grayson Rupp. It's going to be the 7th foul called against Holcomb, and the first against Rupp. And so 1-1 here for Michaela Bierman, who's only shot 39% from the foul line this season. First one on the way. It is good. Nice shot by Michaela there. Her first point of the game, excuse me. Second one here is the gym girls pretty quiet. That one will not go, no good. Offensive rebound for Emma Lehman, and puts it in! Unbelievable effort there by Emma Lehman. Makes it now 13-10. As Emma now has 6 points and a turnover. Telexa passing up on the page. The coast to post layup. No good. Too strong in the rebound from McKee Blackburn. Boy, tough miss there for the Cowgirls. Could not get anything out of that. Now Rupp dribbles around this defense for the Cowgirls. Man-to-man defense played by GHS. Jones working against Bierman. Kick back out to Blair Holiday for a 3. Won't go. The rebound for Telexa. Leader inside. Leader doing a great job cleaning up that glass. 4th rebound of the game already. 90 seconds into the second quarter. Goodland leading 14-10. Driving in, Emma Lehman puts up a shot, fouled on the arm, and 2 shots coming in for the sophomore. Foul called against Blair Holiday, her first personal foul, the 8th foul against Holcomb. So far, 16 combined fouls called, 8 against each team. Here's Emma Lehman. So far, 6 points, 3 rebounds, foul shot, 1 up on the way, good. Substitutions for both teams. Blair Holiday's got to make a quick trip to the locker room. So Nicole Rita comes in for her. Second one up here going to be on the way shortly for Emma Lehman. There it is, and it falls. 8 points for Emma Lehman. The Cowgirls jumping a little bit of pressure here. Holcomb able to break it, but they got to get across the timeline and just barely do before the 10-second clock. At the high post, Nicole Ruda. Back outside to Sister Maddie, right side to Jones. Lauren Jones guarded tightly by Lindsay Cure, dribbles around Cure, pulls up, 14-footer on the way, goes. Nice shot by Lauren Jones. Her fourth and 50. Makes it 15-12, Goodwin. 5:58 left to play in our first half. Ball loose on the floor in the front court with Goodland, and it's tied up. The possession arrow will keep it with Goodland. Lauren Cure will sub into the ball game, replacing her sister Lindsay. Tage Weeder will be inbounding for the Cowgirls from the baseline near side. Slaps the basketball. Weeder looking. Got to find someone. Finally, Bierman in the corner. Bierman drives in the paint. Gets a touch. Back out there to Tage. Tage drives baseline. And we're going to call a body foul against Lauren Jones. Her first personal foul. And the 9th Holcomb foul, putting Tage Weeder back at the stripe. She's already 2 for 2 so far here this evening. Running with 1-1 coming here for Tage Weeder. Swirls it in. 3 points for Tage Weeder. She'll probably be 5 as she missed a wide open layup on a coast-to-coast layup with nobody in front of her. Second one on the way is good as well. 17-12. Goodman with the lead. Tage Weeder with 4 points. 5:40 left to play in our opening half. Left side wing with the basketball. McKee Blackburn has it. And Weeder got a hand on the pass there and gets into the hands of Telexa. Telexa goes all the way to the block. Leaves it back for Tage. Open, look for 3. Short. No good. And the rebound back for Lauren Jones. And now a foul call against the Cowgirls trying to get up there and pressure her. And that's against Tage Weeder, her first, and the team's 9th, and so free throws coming back here to Holcomb. So it's going to be one of the longest first halves of basketball you're going to see at the high school level with all the fouls that have been called here so far. And the team's not really adjusting to those calls yet. Running with a 1-1 on the way here for Lauren Jones. It's a bit too strong, and the rebound there inside for Emmeline. And a timeout taken here by the officials as Emmeline got her shoe knocked off. Emma will come out of the game here real quick, and her sister Olivia will sub in. Liv had a big game in Hugoton, pretty impressed. I thought she played pretty well. 4 points, 1 rebound was big on the rebound. Was big, kind of getting some good looks inside and finishing. Sydney Hahn playing with 3 fouls out there. Telexa Weeder slips across the Tage. Good shot fake. Weeder steps back, and we've got a 3-second call against the Cowgirls' Olivia Lehman. 7th Cowgirl turnover so far here in the first half. Here's McKee Blackburn with the basketball. She'll bring it across the timeline from right to left. Cowgirls back in that 1-3-1 zone, trying to force a turnover. Almost do this. Telexa Weeder knocks that one out of bounds, and Telexa saying to her teammates that definitely went off of Lauren Jones. Hard to see from our angle. Now right in front of the Holcomb student section, Jones inbounds it to Teeter. Now back to Blackburn. McKee Blackburn, bounce pass here in the corner to Maddie Ruda. Maddie dribbles around the long arm to Lydia Lehman. Now back over in the corner far side, Taryn Teeter into the post to Nicole Ruda. Goes up strong, didn't get it, got her partially blocked. Offense rebound for McKee Blackburn, no good. Maddie Ruda with the offensive rebound. That one will go. 4th and 5th point there for Maddie Ruda after grabbing the offensive board. 17-14. Goodland still leading here. 4:25 left to play in the first half. At the top of the key with Tage Weeder. Reversal left side to Hahn. Sid looking things over as Holcomb continues to play man-to-man defense against the Cowgirls. Telexa Weeder at the top of the key. Over the left side to Hahn. They set their offensive setup here at the high post to Olivia Lehman. She'll drive to the left block. Stop, go up strong, and left to short. No. Nice job for an offensive rebound for Lauren Cure. The shot was short, and the rebound for Maddie Ruda. Good effort there by Lauren. Just didn't get enough arch on that one to get it over in front of the rim. Back the other way, driving, falling down is Lauren Jones. Lauren Cure diving on the floor and wrestling with Nicole Ruda to tie this basketball up. The possession of the points in the direction of the Longhorns. Grayson Rupp comes in for McKee Blackburn, and Olivia Lehman will take a seat on the bench as Karen Rudolph comes in for her. And Emma Lehman is in as well for Lauren Cure. At the top with it, Nicole Ruda. Now back over here left side with Rupp. Grayson Rupp going to reset the offense. A bounce pass left side to Lauren Jones. Jones looking to the top. Now a dribble down to the baseline. Shovels it off into the corner. Driving Grayson Rupp all the way and got the ball deflected, but still it found Taryn Teeter. Teeter in the paint. Now to Ruda. Nice dive as Ruda puts it up and in. Nice awareness by Maddie Ruda as she dove there into the lane. And now Emma Lehman, who fell to the ground in a little bit of a heap, might have rolled an ankle, but she'll jog this one off back to the other end of the floor. Maddie Ruda once again doing what she does against the Cowgirls, having a solid performance, 7 points and 2 rebounds. She leads Holcomb in scoring. The Cowgirls led so far by Emma Lehman with 8. And now Bierman got her pocket picked. That's saved by Telexa Winder. Back at the top with Bierman almost near the jump circle. Now a bounce pass to Telexa. Open, look for 3. Off the left side, no good. And out of bounds, far sideline, back to Holcomb. Cowgirls so far in this one, 0 for 4 from behind the arc. A team that knocks down 45% on the season has made over 100 after hitting 5 last game versus Hugerton. Back into the 1-3-1 zone. Tage Reeder trying to cause some problems at the top. Almost get the deflection there. Driving here, Ruda. All into the paint. Double team. Leaves it off for Teeter. Deflected out by Emma Lehman. Stopping the clock with 2:41 left to play. In this first half, 17-16. At the top of the key. Kick back over on the right side with Taryn Teeter. Teeter will drive baseline. Good defense by Select to cut off that drive. Back up top to Jones. Good one-handed catch by Jones on the high pass. Still man-to-man defense this time from the Cowgirls. They got out of that zone. Maddie Ruda. It's Taryn Teeter. Slip across to Maddie Ruda. Ruda drives in the cup, puts it up. Looking to get a charge drawn as off from the call. Missed the shot anyway. And the rebound for Alexa Ruda, who has 5. Bierman pushing it all the way to the 3-point line. Now picks it up into the pole. Emma Lehman. Drop step. Trying to use the up and under shot. Throws it up. And they call travel before the shots. Tried the old kind of pivot, step through, and tried to lay it around the defender, and the official called a walk. Cowgirls now with 8 turnovers. Inside of 2 minutes to play. There's Ruda able to dive on the floor, flip the basketball tied up in the possession. They'll ships it back to Women's way. Great hustle play there by Tage Weaver. Tage Weaver has done more for this team at the top of this 1-3-1 zone and probably gets talked about. Her aggressiveness and ability to get deflections and tips has really turned that 1-3-1 defense into the kind of stopper that's proven to be. Long 3 on the way for Tage. Can't get it to go. Offensively, Alexa. The putback. It'll go either. Nicole Ruda tussling for it on the floor, and it's still loose. There's Rudolph diving on the floor for it, and we will get a jump ball, giving it to Holcomb. It's like a... Man, that was interesting to see. That was a mad scramble. Multiple girls trying to get in on that basketball, just could not get to it. Basketball for the Longhorns going from right to left to the far right corner now with Taryn Teeter driving baseline, tries to get to Nicole Lee. The bounce pass deflected on the floor. We'll have another tie up, and this will send it back to Gilliam. Eighth turnover there for Holcomb. And with 75 seconds left to play before half, Goodman holding on to a 1-point lead here, 17-16. Offense has come on at a premium for both teams here this evening so far. Telexa Reeder, right side to Michaela Bierman. Bierman up the top to Emma Lehman. Leading reversal left side to Telexa. Telexa holding the basketball. Gives it back to Bierman into the post with Lauren Cure. Lauren looking to go left, couldn't go anywhere, and instead traveled with it. Did they call it travel? Did they call they didn't make a signal. We just know it's going back the other way. I'm guessing it was a travel. 9th Goodman turnover. The 4th here in this second period. Now inside of 45 seconds left to play, and Weaver strips the pocket of luck. Weaver, can she finish this time with no one in front of her? She can. Sage Weaver with now a half dozen off the Longhorns' 9th turnover. Give the Cowgirls a bit of breathing room with 30 seconds left to play here in our first half. And we're going to get a blocking call against Michaela Bierman, trying to prevent a baseline drive on Maddie Ruda, and that's the third foul against Michaela Bierman. So now the Cowgirls once again have got a lot of issues. Both point guards ahead of the ball majority of the time have got 3 fouls each. At the line for a 2-shot foul after being the team's 10th against Midland. It's good for Maddie Ruda. 8 points for her. Free throws is what has kept Holcomb in this basketball game. Their ability to get to the line and their ability to convert. On the season, just a 51% foul shooting team. That one will not go. Rebound there inside, though, for Emma Lehman. Cowgirls with 15 seconds left. Leading by 2, 19-17, now inside of 10 seconds. Left side to Tay Weeder with 6. Weeder drives baseline, puts it up off the glass. Too strong, no good. Rebound grabbed by Maddie Ruda. Ruda dribbling down the floor, sees it at the buzzer. It's off, no good. And that will be the end of the first half. Have a knockdown, drag it out slugfest in the first half between the Longhorns and the Cowgirls. But GHS the lead going into the locker room, 19-17 in the sub-state semifinal. We'll step aside. Up next, it's the Dan Brenner Ford halftime show. You listen to Goodland Cowgirl basketball. Yes, you can skip all the way on down. Yeah, that's fine. Just click it. Just click next. All right, yeah, go all the way down. Use the secondary one, the boys one. You're exactly right. So just keep doing that.
Service the units.
We're back here in Cimarron, where the halftime score is 19-17. The Goodland Cowgirls with a 2-point advantage over Holcomb. What's been an interesting game. It's almost kind of hard to explain to an extent because there have been a lot of fouls called. Both teams got into the bonus. Holcomb got into the double bonuses. Goodland committed 10 fouls in that first half. But it's been kind of an ugly, knockdown, drag-it-out, scrappy game. Neither team's really been able to score from the field. They've had to do it from the foul line. And really, you look at Goodland, got out to a 7-0 lead with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Holcomb would come back at that point to go on a 10-3 run to finish out the first quarter and tie the game at 10. Once again, Goodland started the second quarter. We would go on a nice little 5-0 run. But from that point forward, Holcomb would get right back in it and only trail by 2, 19-17 here at the halftime break. So far, today's big stars have been Emma Lehman, 8 points and 5 rebounds for the 5'11 sophomore. She's been getting it done inside. Also, behind her, Telexa Reeder with the great 6 rebounds, but just 1 point. Tage Reeder, 6 points, no rebounds. City Hahn, 2 points. Michaela Duman with the point. Karen Rudolph, 1 point and 3 rebounds. And Lauren Kira, no points and 3 rebounds. The Cowgirls grabbed 17 rebounds. That was 3 more than Holcomb in that first half. Maddie Wood doing what she does against the Goodland Cowgirls. Has a game-high tied and team-high 8 points to go along with 3 rebounds. 5 points and a rebound for Lauren Jones. Past that, not much else for Holcomb. 1 point from Blair Holiday. And then no points from Nicole Rita or Paige Jones or even McKee Blackburn, but they've combined to grab 7 rebounds in this one. And Grayson Rupp, no points, but a rebound for her as well. Cowgirls, like I said, +3 in rebounding margin. Both teams with 9 turnovers. And then you look at the free throw shooting. Holcomb, 5 of 9. Goodland, 9 of 12. Like I said, both teams getting to the foul line and converting. Because that's probably the only place the points have come from, because shooting from the field has been hard. If you combine the team's 3-point shooting, it's 1 of 9. And you'd say, I'll bet you guess who has the main 3. You think it'd be Goodland? No, it's Holcomb. Holcomb, who only shoots 29% from 3, has the lone made 3 from Lauren Jones. Goodland's 0 for 5 from behind the arc so far in the first half. Take another timeout. When we come back, more of the Dan Brennan halftime show, including our halftime changes, sponsored by Goodland Walmart Supercenter and our Cochran Farm Supply Hustler of the Half. This is Goodland Basketball. (19-17) here at half. The Goodland Cowgirls with a 2-point advantage over Holcomb in the sub-state semifinal matchup. Cowgirls looking to play for a sub-state title for the first time, I believe, since 2006, if they could get a win here tonight. Time for our Cochran Farm Supply Hustle to Half. Change out your mower to Hustle Mower from Cochran. Go see Mike. Ask about the big rebate, 0% financing, and set prices on all Hustle Mowers this upcoming spring. Cochran Farm Supply in Edson, Kansas. I think when you look at the Hustler half, it's got to go to, I'm going to give it to Telexa Rita because of her effort. She's been diving on the floor, getting offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. I just love the effort she's put on the floor. And, when she's not scoring, she's finding ways to contribute with steals and with hustle plays and with rebounds. I really like the way she played in the first half with those 6 rebounds. Just a single point, but those 6 rebounds were pretty big in big situations. So Telexa Rita, our Cochran Farm Supply Hustler of the Half. As for Goodland Walmart Supercenter halftime changes, change the way you shop at Walmart by shopping online at walmart.com and pick up your items curbside with store pickup today. the changes for the Goodland Cowgirls, I think they got to be a little bit more patient on offense at times. I think they're a little bit too rushed, and then sometimes they're being too patient on offense. Go to the bucket. Holcomb's doing a great job defensively. Got to find a way to get some set plays, get some open looks, get start knocking down some jumpers and get the offensive momentum going, because there just has not been any so far for either of these teams. Defensively, I think they're doing a lot of good things, and for both teams, if you want to have an adjustment or a change, is that they got to quit fouling. Not going to be players left. A lot of fouls called in the first half. We'll see if they can get that cleaned up here in the second half with the fouls. Once again, at 19-17, we get set to start the second half. Back after this is Goodland basketball. Start of the second half here in Cimarron will be Holcomb basketball going from left to right across your radio dial. And they get the first attempt. Jumper from the baseline. No good. Hop over the rim, but an offensive rebound for Nicole Ruder and threw it off the bottom of the backboard. The ball still loose. Lauren Jones comes up with it. She gets it to go in. Plenty of good offensive rebounding there by Holcomb. As they get plenty of good looks, but finally Jones knocks one in. And now a missed shot by Goodland after the game is tied at 19. Over on the left side, this is Maddie Ruda driving baseline, spins, gets it back up top. Nicole Ruda with the jumper, good from the foul line. First one for the younger Ruda, and gives Holcomb their first lead. It's 21-19. Just under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter, so a slow start here for Goodland. See if they can get this correct on the offensive end. With the high post with Emily looking down to the post. Now Ruder Tage with the eye to the bucket, back out to Kerrigan for a 15-footer. It's a bit too strong. And the rebound grabbed offensively there by Lauren Jones. So a couple of possessions for Goodland's offense, a little bit empty. Jones bouncing the corner to Maddie Ruda. Open look for three. It's a bit long. Offensive rebound, Taryn Teeter. The putback long go. And Rudolph brings it up there for Goodland. And she's fouled. Boy, Taryn Teeter had a wide open look. Foul called against Nicole Ruda. Her third, team foul number 1 against Holcomb. As Lindsay Keir comes in for Telexa Reeder. Just a minute and a half in. Cowgirls bring the basketball across the timeline. Now over right to Lindsay Keir driving in. Keir skips a pass here near side to Tage. Tage goes in, goes up under the bucket. To go for Tage Reeder. That's a difficult shot, but Reeder with her 7th and 8 points gets the Cowgirls to tie this game up at 21. Just over 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Now back in a 1-3-1 zone at the top with Tage. Now here's Holcomb clicking over there to the right side corner. Skip past the high post. Maddie Ruda driving around. Emma Lehman puts it off the window. It's good. A nice smooth take by Maddie Ruda, and she's in the double figures. And Bill wants a 30-second timeout. Right now, Holcomb looking like they finally found their offense here in the second half after struggling in the first to buy a basket. They have been really effective here early on in this third. They lead 23-21 with 5:45 remaining in the third. Cowgirls have got to get a little bit better on the defensive rebounding side of things. Holcomb's got over a couple of big offensive boards, and they'll convert, but they will at some point in time. Goodland has got to start finding their shooting touch from the outside. They haven't had it all game long here so far. 23-21, 5:40 left to play in the third quarter as Goodland brings it up the floor with Emma Lehman, and Sydney Hahn has it now at the very top of the key. Good crossover there by Hahn in front of Rupp. Here into the corner. Left side with Tage Reeder. Back up top here to Lindsay Chura. Chura trying to enter it to sister Lauren, and the ball kicked there left. Otherwise, it would have been a turnover by the Cowgirls. Cowgirls going from right to left, Holcomb from left to right as we see it here in the second half from the Hurl Chevrolet GMC broadcast seat. Shop 2027-365 at HurlChev.com. Kick out to Emma Lehman, and Lehman traveled with the basketball. First turnover of the second half, 10th of the game against the Goodland Cowgirls, who trail by 2, 23-21. Holcomb taking their first lead of the ball game at the 7-minute mark left to go here in the third quarter. Still lots of basketball left. Graceland left. Rupp tries to drive right baseline. Bounces it into Taryn Teeter. Skips it across. Now back up to Rupp. Off the tip from Brett Holiday. Holiday took one right off the schnoz. That had to hurt, but she wasn't looking for it, and it came back and hit her right in the face. Tough break for her. 10th turnover for Holcomb. Here come the Cowgirls in the road black with gold. Skip across there to Tage Reader at the top. The high post with Lauren Cure. Turns around, faces the bucket, and tries to force it past to Sydney Hahn. Rupp and her tie it up, and the possession arrow keeps it there with Goodland. Give Holcomb a ton of credit. Their effort on the defensive end has been top-notch here this evening. They've been all over and giving Goodland really no good looks whatsoever. In the corner to Tage. 3-ball up on the way. It still won't go. And the rebound for Blair Holiday, her third. Cowgirls still yet to make a triple. Now 0 for 6 from behind the arc. Not a good time to go ice cold from deep, and that's something that we've relied on a lot, including 15-29 points versus Houghton last time out Tuesday. At the high post, driving in Maddie Yuta, a lot of contact, puts it up, in, and one more to come for Maddie Yuta. A dozen points for Maddie Yuta. And a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play, and that's the fourth foul called against Sydney Hahn as well. First Goodland foul as Ruda cannot complete the three-point play. The rebound loose, and it's Tage Reader who comes up with it on the far corner. Approaching the midway point of this third quarter, it feels like it's flown right by because the first half seemed to take forever. Over on the right with Hahn at the top of the key. That post up, leaning down low, tries to go up and under. Maddie Ruda, who's saying, what else can I do? I'm standing straight up and down. And I honestly can say that's probably the truth. Ruda picking up her third personal foul. Second Holcomb foul. And Emma Lehman to the line, who's 2 for 3 so far today from the charity stripe. Lehman can't get that one to go. Emma's free throw shooting touch has kind of gone away here over the past couple of ball games. She used to be practically automatic, and now struggling with these foul shots. Second one here for Lehman, who leads the Cowgirls in scoring of 8. Doesn't get it either. Missed them both. Rebound over there in the corner for Taryn Teeter. And with 3:53 left to play in the third, Goodland still trailing here by 4, 25-21. Back into the 1-3-1 zone. Rudolph in the center of it. Into the corner. Blair Holiday. Pass up top. Now a skip across over there to Rupp. Rupp, left side wing. Getting extended out there by Emma Lehman. Rupp dribbles around over to McKee Blackburn for a triple. Short. Offensive rebound for Teeter. Teeter blocked inside. Now Jones with a shot attempt. It won't go. Another offensive rebound. That one is up and good for Taryn Teeter. The Cowgirls getting killed on the glass right now. Too many opportunities. Free throw up, and it is good for Taryn Teeter, who now has 3 points. Makes it 28-21, 3:25 left to play in the third. Goodland so far with just 2 points in this period. And now a pass from Rudolph, thrown through the hands of Human, out of bounds. The 11th Cowgirl turnover. Olivia Lehman will come in for Emma with 3:19 left to play here in the third. And the Cowgirls have got to find a way to get themselves back under composure here. Holcomb, no doubt, playing the hot hand right now. At the high post, Blackburn will shot fake out with a Rupp. As the Longhorns go from left to right, got your radio dial into the corner. 3-ball on the way for Teeter. It'll rim down there good. Good job inside for Olivia Lehman, grabbing the rebound. Here come the Cowgirls, Michaela Bierman. Across the timeline from right to left. Gives it over to Lexa. Backing in. Lexa puts up a shot. Double clutch. Got her own rebound. Put that one back in. Good effort by the freshman Alexa Weaver. Grabbing her 7th board and just her 2nd and 3rd points. Cowgirls back within 5, 28-23, 2:35 left to play in the 3rd. And we got a turnover and a foul called, I believe, against Holcomb. It will go against Grayson Rupp after the basketball is stolen away by the Cowgirls. Rupp commits a foul, her 2nd. Team's 3rd foul in the 2nd half. Sydney Hahn with 4 fouls were coming from Michaela Bierman, who has 3. That's been issued today in the 1st half. With Bierman and Hahn, the 2 main ball handlers for the Cowgirls, with combined now 7 fouls. Top of the key with Tage Weeder. Weeder driving in. Little fadeaway. Short. No good. Rebound for Lauren Jones. Jones working up against Tage Weeder. And Weeder getting really close to Jones and committing a foul. She reaches in and commits it. Second foul against Tage Weeder. 2nd Goodland Cowgirl, beg your pardon. 3rd Goodland Cowgirl foul here. McKee Blackburn will inbound it from the near sideline, just right of the scores table next to her own bench. Gets it into Rupp. Cowgirls back into that 1-3-1 zone. Into Blackburn in the corner. Bounces it back up to Rupp. Rupp, small but quick, driving in. Kicks it over. Open 3 look from left side. It bounces off. And no good for Lauren Jones. And then a jump ball called as Alexa Weeder grabbed it, but it was tied up by McKee Blackburn. And that'll keep the basketball with Holcomb. So the Longhorns win down. It gets into Lauren Jones, diving into the bucket. 4 girls collapse on her, and they call a foul against the Cowgirls, trying to steal it away from her. The foul called against Olivia Lehman, her first personal foul, 4th team foul. Michaela Bierman substituting back in here for Tage Weeder with 2:02 remaining in the 3rd. Goodland trailing by a nickel. McKee Blackburn dives to the bucket, kicks it back out, racing up and open look for 3. Long offensive rebound though for Lauren Jones. Jones out to McKee Blackburn. She'll hoist a 3. That is short, no good. And Bierman comes up with the rebound. Picks up the basketball and is fouled by Taryn Teeter. Her 3rd, team's 4th. Clock is having a tough time. Not running when it should. It's kind of interesting to see this. The clock should probably be inside about 1:45, and it's a 2:01, which is an advantage for Goodland, but still, it's not the way the game is supposed to be played. Bierman drives. Nice dish off to Lauren. Lauren puts it in, her first points in a couple of games. She didn't score versus Huberton, but got a big 2 there off the assist from Michaela Bierman. Skip it over here near side to Rupp. Cowgirls back within 3, 28-25. Paige Jones back up top to Lauren Jones. Skip over here near side to Rupp. Rupp a bounce in the corner to Blackburn. Blackburn double teamed and then the Bierman pick in the pocket. Another steal there by Michaela Bierman. And doing it smartly with those 3 fouls, might I add. 28-25, 1:15 left to play here in the 3rd. Alexa Weeder drives all the way to the bucket looking for a foul. Threw it up. And they're going to say a foul on the floor before the shot. This one against Paige Jones, her 1st. And the 5th Holcomb foul. Tage Weeder coming in for Alexa with 73 seconds left to run our 3rd period. She'll inbound it from the baseline near side. Slaps the basketball, waiting for someone to get open. Has to lob it up there to Michaela Bierman. She'll dribble into the paint. Michaela back over to corner with Tage. Tage drives in, throws it up top. Now reverse left to Hahn. Hahn. Here to Weeder in the corner. Tage trying to dribble it up to the top, instead passes it over there to Bierman. At the high post with Lauren Cure. Cure dumps it down to Hahn. Hahn driving in, a foul and 2 shots coming for Sydney Hahn. 6th Holcomb foul. This one will be called against Blair Holiday, her 2nd. And so Hahn to the line, averaging just under 5 points per game, and has started 16 of 17 games this year. She hasn't started the last 2, but is a 64% foul shooter. That one will not go. Too strong off the back rim as Kerrigan Rudolph comes into the game, taking the place of Lauren Cure. Longhorn's going to bring in 3 fresh new bodies. They'll bring in both Rudas, Nicole and Maddie, and Tarantino returns as well. So the original starting 5 on the floor here for first-year head coach Andrea Artery. Second one here for Hahn. It will go. So Sydney gets the 1 point there, gets it back to a 2-point game, 26-28. Holcomb still leading with 52 seconds left here in the third quarter. It is Holcomb basketball, though, going from left to right across your radio dial. At the high post, Cowgirls once again back in that 1-3-1 zone defensively. Almost out of turnover there. Good Ruda. Bounce pass over to Teeter in the corner. Now at the high post, Maddie Ruda. And with 35 seconds left, it looks like as if Holcomb is going to be content with holding for the final shot here before the end of the period. See if the Cowgirls can get a turnover. Lauren Jones at the top. Jones got the ball fence, flips it over Leader at the top. Now back over to Lauren Jones. Jones and Rupp playing catch at the top of his 1-3-1 zone. Now Rupp with 12 drives, then gets it back in the hands of Jones. Over on the right side with Graceland Rupp. Rupp almost got a pocket picked by Reeder, and now they will call a bump foul against Tage, but I don't know why she thinks she didn't give it a foul. She bumped her, and that's the 5th Woodland foul, and coming with 3.1 seconds left in the third, and now a 30-second timeout taken by Holcomb, who gets a chance to draw up something with 3 seconds left. So that foul only gave Tage Reeder her third, but really gives another opportunity here for Holcomb to draw something up and come up with something to get a quick shot off with 3 seconds left instead of having to kind of scramble around and get an open look, which is what probably would have happened. So out of the 30-second timeout taken by Holcomb, we still have all 3 fills left, and Bibbin's got the 30 and 3 fills left. Willing back from the near sideline with Jones. Jones looking, throws it in the corner to Rupp. Rupp down low, pass skipped across, intercepted by Olivia Lehman, and that's how we'll end this third quarter. A quarter in which saw Holcomb take the lead for the very first time and hold on to it as we head into the fourth quarter. It's Holcomb 28, Goodland 26, back with the fourth period. After this is Goodland Cowgirl basketball. Start of the fourth quarter here in Cimarron. Great crowd on hand for the final 8 minutes of the sub-state semifinal matchup. Winner goes to the title game tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Central, against the winner of Scott Cimarron. 3-ball for Marina. It will not go. The Cowgirls still cannot get a 3-point shot to go. Maddie Ruda with the rebound. Quick push up ahead to Terry Teeter, and Teeter able to draw the foul against Lehman. Anna Lehman's second personal foul, 16th foul against the Cowgirls. Taryn Teeter at the line, 51% this year, but 1 for 1 so far today. 3 points, 4 rebounds, all in the second half. Gets it to go. Second one coming here for Taryn Teeter. It will go as well. And so Teeter with 5 points here and a 4-point lead for the Longhorns. Driving in, nice move by Telexa Leader. Stepped right around the defender closing out Maddie Ruda, and Alexa gets it to go. 5 points for her now. Makes it 28-30. Goodland still trailing here. Plenty of time left though, 7:20 left to play. As we have a kick basketball out of bounds in the front court against Goodland. We'll stay with Holcomb. Longhorns inbound from the far sideline. Rupp gets it, receives the inbound pass, gives it right back to Jones. Now Rupp with the high post to Nicole, tipped away into the hands of Alexa. Up to Sister Tage. Tage with the left hand. Beautiful! And the Cowgirls tie the game up at 30 with just about 7 minutes left. At the high post, Maddie Ruda dribbles around. Kirsten Rudolph puts up a floater. It will not go. And the basketball out of bounds off the hands of Nicole Ruda. Back to GHS. Sydney Hahn will substitute in here for Kerrigan Rudolph, and Bill Bierman wants to use a timeout. 6:49 remaining here in the fourth quarter. We are all knotted up at 30. This is a ball game that has been tight throughout. Tied at the end of the first quarter, 10-10 after Goodland got out to a 7-0 lead. Goodland would get out to another 5-0 run to start the second quarter, but Holcomb came back to make it just a 2-point lead for Goodland, 19-17 at half. And then you look at this third quarter, Holcomb, that's where they found their offense early. They would get out to a nice little lead, and actually 28-21, just under 3:30 left to play in the period. Goodland will do a good job closing on a 5-0 run to make it just a 2-point basketball game, and now we're tied back up at 30 here with 6:49 left to play in the fourth. Goodland trying to get to the sub-state title game for the first time since 2006, if my records are correct. That was last time the Cowgirls went to state, too. Into the front court with Sydney Hahn. Hahn and Bierman both on the floor with Alexa and Tage Ruder and Emelina. Over on the right side with Emelina. Emelina with the basketball. Tries to bounce it into Michaela Bierman, and they will call a jump ball. And the possession arrow sends it back to Holcomb. Holcomb basketball already in the front court with Lauren Jones. Drives to the top of the perimeter. Now leaves it off for Nicole Ruda. Beautiful look to Maddie along the baseline. Jumper up good from about 14 feet for Maddie Ruda, who has a game-high 14 points. Gives the Lady Longhorns the lead, 32-30. At the top with Alexa Reeder. She dribbles to the right. Nice backdoor cut by Hahn. Hahn off the window. Good. That's a beautiful design. A great backdoor pass. Hahn with now 5 points in the game. Now the game up at 32. Here's Holcomb. Down low to Tarantino. Left with Bunny short. And a foul call against Holcomb going for the offensive rebound. I believe it's going to be Nicole Ruda who gets called for it. And the sophomore does. That's her fourth personal foul. 7th Holcomb foul. Katie Rudolph popping back into the game here for Emma Lehman. And with that being, of course, the 7th foul against Holcomb, free throw shooting becomes critical. Sydney Hahn, who grabbed that ball and was fouled, got knocked to the ground. She will go to the charity stripe for a 1-and-1. Hahn so far just 1 of 2 here this evening. Shot up on the way, good. A half dozen for Sydney Hahn. Gives the Cowgirls the lead back, 33-32. And makes it a 2-point game as she knocks them both in. 34-32. 7 big points here from Sydney Hahn. 5 of them coming here in this second half. Maddie Ruda dribbles out of a triple team, goes all the way to the basket. Finger roll too strong. Offensive rebound, Tarantino. The putback is there. 7 points and 5 rebounds for Tarantino. We're tied at 34. 5.5 left to play. Not for long as Alexa Reeder puts it in on the other end for Goodland. They're back on top, 36-34. Here's Grayson Rupp. If the Cowgirls continue to play that 1-3-1 zone, Blair Holiday. Pass it to Rupp. Rupp drives, bounces Bounces it back in the corner to Holiday. And that basketball deflected. Taken away by Tage Weaver. Up ahead to sister Telexa. Can Telexa finish? The step through. And the layup is good. Lead by the freshman and 5 between the sisters on their way back to play defense. Cowgirls now with a 38-34 lead. 3 ball from Blair Holiday. Ooh, shooter's touch. Sunk it down. It hit kind of the corner between the backboard and the rim, and the soft screen put it in. And Blair Holiday hitting just the second, made 3 of the game tonight, both of them coming from Holcomb. And a timeout taken by the Longhorns. A 60-second timeout. 4:43 left to play in the fourth. It's 38-37. Goodman with a 1-point lead. This is Goodman basketball. After what was a very tough 3 quarters of scoring for both teams, the offense has really opened up here in the third. Goodwin still holding on to a 1-point lead. 4:43 left to play in this sub-state semifinal, though. 38-37. It will be Goodwin basketball after the made 3 from Blair Holiday. 32% three-point shooter. Not a surprise she hit it. Kind of the way she hit it, though, is way short, but was able to kind of bounce up off the backboard and spin back in. I was able to bring it up the floor pretty easily, despite a little bit of sugar press put on there by Holcomb. Alexa Weeder with it now left side to Sydney Hahn, who's played great in this game. Emma Lehman driving up to Michaela Bierman at the top of the key. Bierman looking at the post, now will drive to the cup, kicking the corner to Tage. Tage drives baseline, tries the layup off the backboard, it works. Another baseline finish for Tage Weeder, who's got a team-high 12 so far for the Cowboys. Makes it 40-37, 4:06 left to play. In the corner, open 3 for Maddie Ruda. It will not go, and a great rebound on the backside for Telexa Weeder. Michaela Bierman slowing things down a little bit. Cowgirls up by 3. Weeder on the right with Hahn. Back up top to Lehman at the top of the key. A lot of perimeter passing and cutting for the Cowgirls here. There's a beautiful backdoor cut to Emma Lehman. Can she finish? No, but she is fouled. And 2 foul shots coming for Emma Lehman. The also 8th team foul called against the Longhorns, and the 3rd against Grayson Rupp. Emma Lehman at the line. Free throw on the way. God, won't hit it. My goodness. Emma Lehman's in her own head right now. Even talking to herself, you can see it as she stepped away from the line, and her teammates came and still gave her some 5s. But Nicole Ruda returned to the game after sitting out for a little bit with those 4 fouls. Another one coming here for Emma. That one won't go either. Offensive rebound for Michaela Bierman. Back out to Tage Weeder, and a travel called against Tage. Cowgirls need to probably kick that out and try to burn a little bit more clock there, possibly. But it's all right to be a little bit aggressive. How about Emma Lehman tonight, struggling from the foul line, just 2 of 7, which is a surprise for such a great free throw shooter at 80% on the season. 3-point lead for Goodman, back in that 1-3-1 zone. A little lead came in for Emma at the dead ball. Grayson Rupp with the basketball to the left side to Maddie Ruda. Maddie trying to drive amongst the traffic, gets it stripped away. It's on the floor loose. Jump ball will send it back to Goodwin. Emma Lehman coming back in for Olivia here. Tage Weeder inbounds it, near side to Michaela, back over to Tage, far side. Across the timeline from right to left at the high post with Emma Lehman. Lehman throws it up top to Telexa Weeder. Weeder back over left side to Bierman. Bierman a skip pass to Weeder. Good ball fake by Tage. Tage driving in the lane, clear a lot of contact, draws a foul. And 2 shots coming for senior Tage Weeder. is starting to kind of slowly take over this basketball game. Maddie Ruda called for the foul, her fourth. And that is a huge fourth foul, because now you can go right at Maddie Ruda the rest of the night, and she's got to be extremely careful. Ruda so far 4 for 4, 5 for 5 from the foul line tonight. At Baker's dozen 13 for Tage Ruda. And we'll reset and do this again here. The official gave the basketball too quickly to Tage. One dribble and the second one up. Good. 42-37, a full timeout taken by Bill Booneman. 2:55 left to play in the fourth. Goodwin 42, Holcomb 37, back in 60. This is Goodwin basketball. Goodwin Cowgirls in the fourth quarter so far outscoring Holcomb 16 to 9 at this point in time. They lead by 5, 42-37, 2:50 with left to play in the fourth. Cowgirls trying to punch the ticket to the sub-state final against either Cimarron or Scott City. That will be known later tonight. Tarantino in the Holcomb offense on the basket on their offensive side of the floor, trying to attack the bucket. Nice open look for Teeter. 10-footer goes for Tarantino from the right side. 9 points for Tarantino. Makes it 39-42 with 2:25 left to play in the fourth. Cowgirls in the offensive end, going from right to left. We see her in the Hill Chevrolet GMC broadcast seats. Leader with it at the top of the key. Now over right side far to Alexa Leader. Leader bounces up top to Michaela Bierman. Rough look for a pass. Bierman drove, kicks over here. 3-ball to Tage. Finally hits one to go. 16 points for Tage. It's the first 3 of the game for the Cowgirls. And with a minute 58 left, they now lead 45-39. Into the post. Ruda trying to answer with a beautiful hook shot. Gets it to go. Boy, she is smooth. Sweet 16 from Maddie Ruda. And a timeout taken by Holcomb, as she will use a 60-second timeout. 45-41, 1:48 left. We'll step aside again. This is Goodwin basketball. Driving into the lane after the timeout, Sydney Hahn goes right to the cup, draws a foul against Holcomb, and 2 shots coming for Sydney Hahn. And the foul called against Nicole Ruda, that's her 5th, and so her night is done. 2 points, 5 rebounds. Nicole Ruda will exit And coming in for her is McKee Blackburn with 1:39 left. The Cowgirls leading by 4, 45-47. Now if they can just make their free throws. Hahn at the line, 3 for 4. Rattled the first one, but didn't want to go. 7 points tonight for Sydney Hahn. She has been a big difference maker for this team. After not scoring in the Hugoton game, only grabbing 3 rebounds, she has 7 points. Make it 8. Rattled it in. 39-46, 1:34 left to play. Holcomb's got to work quick on the offensive end here, but not too terribly quick. It's only a 2-possession contest. That might have been a travel by Lauren Jones. Kick out to Tarantino. Stripped. The pocket picked. Gets you. James Leader. Now Leader going coast to coast. They step through the rope. No good. Left it short. And the rebound for Lauren Jones into the wing. Jones pulls up long to way short, and it will be saved by Rupp in the hands of Alexa Leader, tying a career high with 9 rebounds. Bierman works it into the front court. Now collects herself. Crosses over in front of Rupp. Picks up the basketball and Rupp fouls her on the arm. 4th foul against Grayson Rupp. And that will put Michaela Bierman at the line where she hit 1 of 2 free throws earlier. Michaela just 39% this season. Good high follow through, but it's too strong. On the first one, she'll get another. 55.9 seconds left. The Cowgirls with a 5-point lead, this to make it a half dozen, which would be huge. Will not matter as Emma Lehman stepped into the paint. The shot didn't fall anyway for Michaela Bierman. Key Blackburn's got to pick up the tempo here. 50 seconds left to play in the 4th. Bounce it over there in the corner to Tarantino. Post up Maddie Ruda. Ruda steps around, up and under, puts it up, can't get it to go. Foul called on Emma Lehman, it looks to be. Committing her 3rd personal foul, 7th team foul. And so here's Maddie Ruda at the line. She is 3 of 5. Now hit the front rim, but fell through, 4 of 6. 17 points for Maddie Ruda to lead all scorers. She has been a Cowgirl killer all season. That's right at her season average she's had in both games of 17 points. That one is good as well. 18 points for Maddie Ruda, and Holcomb back within 3, 43-46. Under 38 seconds left to play. And a foul call against Grayson Rupp, who I think wisely fouls Michaela Bierman. And Michaela's got to hit some clutch free throws here. I don't know if the contact fell out or what. I think the contact fell out for Michaela Bierman. And she came over to her dad, Bill, and Bill said, "Don't you need it?" And she goes, "I don't need it." This would be hilarious if she buries both foul shots. I will chuckle if she does so. 2 of them coming here. She just missed 2. First one up. Got it to go. And then she points over to Bill and says, "I told you I didn't need it." That is hilarious. Big foul shot there with 36 seconds left to play. Second one. That one will go as well. Unbelievable. Didn't need the contact after all. 3 points for Michaela. And there's a steal by James Leader. Away from Blackburn. Leader. Trent hustled on the floor. Taken back by McKee Blackburn. Here comes Holcomb. 20 seconds left. Fouled down by 5 of the long ones. Alexa Leader with a long arm steal. Alexa with the dribble. Peels it back. Bounces it back to Michaela. Michaela will dribble around. And with 8 seconds left, they're going to have to foul sometime. They can't. There's 5 seconds left. It isn't going to really matter, I don't think. And we'll have a jump ball called. The possession arrow sends it to Holcomb with 5.1 seconds remaining. Cowgirls leading by 5, 48-43. And Holcomb head coach Andrew Ugly will call another full timeout. So, 5.1 seconds left. Goodwin with a 5-point lead. Looking like as if right now they're going to get this win, but we will see. Crazier things have happened. but Holcomb would have to get a quick basket, and then either get a steal on the turnover and make another basket, and one of those would have to be a three, possibly. So I'm very interested to see what Holcomb has called up here. They have got to bring it from there. They'll start with the inbound in the backcourt. They'll have to bring it, halfway across the floor, get up a quick shot, and then hope they go stealing another quick shot up and good. If they make a three within the first couple of seconds, that changes the outlook of the game. Although I don't know if they can stop the clock. Does the clock stop after they let the basketball go through the net? I'm trying to recall. I don't think it does. Lauren Jones receives the rebounds pass. Jones dribbles it out to the left, throws it up to Blair Holiday, and they'll just let it run out. It isn't going to matter. Goodwin victorious, and will play for a chance to go to state tomorrow night here in Cimarron. They win 48-43 over Holcomb. Another big win, and the winning streak pushed to 4 games for Bill Fieldman's Cowgirls. And a chance to play and go to state for the first time since 2006 tomorrow night here in Cimarron. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Gambinos, Pizza and Pasco and postgame show is next. Just some good one, Cowgirl basketball.